These are some old shells I came across. Local sporting goods store. 7.62x39mm. Says they're hollow points, made to hunting specifications. Made in Russia. The test gun for this was my AK WASR. There's some other markings on there, if that means anything to you. There's 2 shots here in the block. They're both low and to the right. Using open sights for this at 50 yards. The open sight kind of covers the 6-inch block, so it's kind of a little bit of a guessing game. That was the first time shooting at the block with the AK. First one hit low, second one's a little higher. Now I want to say both of these shots, the kinetic energy blew my table apart. The bullet did not touch the table. It's in the block. Both of them. There they are. But the kinetic energy coming out the bottom of the block literally blew my plywood to pieces. I actually had to put a new top on it. I should have got some video of that before I fixed it. So there's 2 shots there. Two of them kind of touch together right in here. They both basically stopped at the same exact point in the block. And in the area the top one is coming in at about 10.5. The bottom one's coming in at that furthest piece that's broke apart there is coming in at about 11.5. The majority of the biggest section of that cavity is about 4.5 inches. But it actually is pretty devastating, clean to where it stopped on both the top and the bottom tracks. I'm gonna flip this over and heat gun it so we can see a little better on the bottom. Maybe it did tear the bottom of the block up just a little bit. Like I said, it completely blew the table to pieces. Pretty impressive considering the bullet never touched the table. Maybe a couple pieces of fragment did, but the damage to the tables, whole top of my table had to be replaced. Here's the bottom. And you see there's pieces of wood in there. And this was on top of a piece of cardboard. Then the piece of plywood to the table. And it completely ripped the cardboard, like sliced it with a knife. And along followed that, below that with the wood, just tore the plywood apart too. I'll get them dug out of here. This is the only thing I pulled out of the block. That's for both shots. This was the top one. And I believe all three of those pieces belong to the bottom one. .3. There's not a lot of fragments or anything in the block, in the wound track. So that's interesting. 32 for those three pieces. There was no grain on that box, so I don't know what they originally weighed. But there's not a lot of fragmentation in that block, in either one of the wound tracks. And that's all that's left. Very interesting. It was a fairly decent wound track.